Hello everybody, welcome to the 47th and final episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. My name is Gustafsson on a brief pit stop in Hamburg, Germany, and I'm being joined by the still world champions, trainers, Peter Heine Nielsen and Laurent Fressinet. Peter, how's your life going?
It's improving, I would say. I mean, some troubles with ill kids, but they're getting better. So now I have a quite more positive outlook, and good things are coming up. Golf season is starting in 2 days here in Lithuania. The weather is better. You can go and golf. So that's exciting for me. It's exciting for our listeners. We can look forward to 8 months of stories from the golf course. But of course, maybe even more shockingly, when we do the next episode, I'll be in France. So that's something I look very much forward to.
Wow.
I'm glad to hear about that for the first time. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
for telling me when you come and visit. That's nice. But we have this agreement that we only meet if we get paid.
Yeah. I don't think you should expect to see me in your neighborhood. No.
We won't meet for pleasure.
What brings you to France, Peter? Is it a family trip?
No, not at all. It's business. So I'm going there with my current occupation, and I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal it, but Magnus is playing the Champion Chess Tour, and he has chosen to play it for a undisclosed venue in France, as far as I understand.
Oh, this sounds like the south of France.
Maybe I might be breaching all kind of privacy here.
You don't have to tell us where exactly, but is it in Dax?
Yeah, no, I cannot.
I think he's more a Nice guy, this coast, East Coast. As far as I know him, I have no clue about it. It's the first time I hear about it.
We will leave this as a cliffhanger for the next episode, where maybe.
But when you say he's a Nice guy, you mean the city, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nice, this. Or Antibes. Antibes could be a place for Magnus, which would fit him. Okay, so yeah, you will meet Alireza probably on the beach. He's hanging out there quite a lot, so that would be fun.
He's also free during the Champions Chess Tour now, Alireza.
Yeah, because he did quit the playing. Yeah. Yeah, he's free. So yeah, okay.
Free is a matter of definition. He might be busy with classes, but he's not playing chess.
That we do not know. Laurent, what's happening in Paris, France? Is there still outrage about raising the working age limit?
Yeah, that's a big topic these days. They are protesting. As you visited me, so I'm close to
everything.
Maybe you don't know, but I'm very close to the area where they are protesting. Basically, they are protesting in front of my door. So I mean, like they are going through. I mean, like really, they are coming like 10 meters away. So a lot of protests. We want our German brother to work for us and pay for us. And like Jan, off the record would say as usual, but
never.
He doesn't dare this time. But there's a lot of protests going on. So I don't know. I heard you guys, it's still 67, yeah?
I think so. I frankly don't know. But I promise you that I'm working tirelessly on your behalf. I just checked. I haven't had a free day and won't have a free day for like 7 weeks straight. That's too much, right? I had this training camp, if you count that as work. Now I'm in Hamburg. I'm hosting this Zugzwang. Then I'm doing another tournament, then the World Championship match. And then another training camp. The grind doesn't stop.
Amazing. You're super rich then.
Yeah.
You can pay for our pensions.
I'm up to 80% taxes, 60% going to France, I heard. So it should be fine.
There's a lot of protests. I don't know. But I used to like this protest, and I used to go actually. But not anymore. It became too dangerous actually. There's a lot of the atmosphere is not good. Yeah, people are fighting. There's a lot of violence simply. So it's not pleasant.
But can you open your window and yell, I don't know, Liberté or something, just for some
I don't
encouragement?
open the windows. There might be, this what the police is using, some gas to the guy. One day I opened the window, I got almost. I felt not good. So yeah. As far as I can tell, the atmosphere is really not great there. So yeah, people are fighting with the police and so on. So this is not even. It could go wrong. I don't know how. We are the country of revolution. So who knows what will happen next?
And what wouldn't spark a revolution if not raising the working age for
64.
an aging population?
Yeah, it's yeah, okay. This is a simplistic. Okay, we are not going to talk about that, but yeah.
I don't actually know any details, but of course, it will be used to mock you.
No, you have other solutions to pay for that. Or you can ask your European neighbors. You can tax more the rich people. There is different solutions to that. So there is room for discussion. I see that Peter is not happy, but apart from that, not much. Not much. I'm mainly sitting in Paris these days, so maybe I will have I will go to your beautiful country this weekend, but. Apart from that, that's it. How is life for you, Jan? So life is tough, yeah?
No, life is fine. Just busy. But these days I'm hosting my favorite tournament, the Zugzwang tournament, which is a knockout tournament for German streamers. The average rating is between 400 and 800. And I'm having a great time. I'm really, really enjoying it because I take chess seriously. It's very competitive. It's, of course, greatly growing the game. I'm sitting there making dumb jokes. I'm a big fan. So I have this little pit stop. Other than that, no, life is busy, but I wouldn't say tough. Like we talk about the stupid board game or sometimes click on moves on a computer screen. It's not the hardest labor. Like I wouldn't be able to do it past 64, but for now, it's still fine. I think this was it for this week's podcast.
No, but
thank you so much for listening.
No, but look, it's clear that Peter is making faces while we are talking. He's waiting for his fifth segment.
He usually is.
Yeah, no, he's only waiting for his fifth segment. I think it's pretty clear. I did the same than you. I did this week. The main achievement was to mute 5 minutes ago Peter from Twitter because it's getting.
It had to be done, like when the timeline was getting too crowded.
Yeah, no, timeline is just timeline with Sutowski replaying 20 times, sometimes Ogard coming in the middle of that. Clearly, he's clearly not into it, because, he's coming in, but he's not, he's not a real Twitter fighter, I would say. He's less aware than Peter and Emil, that's for sure.
He's not in our league, I agree that, but he's still a good guy. He has makes some very reasonable points at times.
Let's get to very reasonable topics in the chess world. There's been some drama at the Women's Grand Prix held in Delhi, where I don't even know how it all began. The participants were arriving at the airport in Delhi, and Shazaya Abdulmalik from Kazakhstan was not met at the airport by the organizers, which, she wasn't happy about. Then, correct me, you guys probably know this better.
She arrived 40 minutes early, the organizer said, and that's why they were not there. Well, she said that she desperately tried to contact them on, I forgot which kind of social media, for 1.5 hours. They didn't respond to it.
Anyway, she somehow made it to the airport, then to the hotel. Then there was more stuff happening. The room maybe wasn't ready, or there was some debate. There was also some controversy maybe about if breakfast was included or not, which I'm sure it was. But Shanzaya was not pleased with the overall situation and decided to to withdraw from the tournament. Oof, there was so much happening. I don't even know how to recap this all. Then her compatriot, Baby Sarah, weighed in criticizing her decision. I think in the meantime, there was an open letter published criticizing the conditions signed or not signed by some of the participants. I had some names below it, including Baby Sarah's, but she would later dispute that she had signed it. FIDE issued an apology. Elisabeth Peetz, after many discussions by the players on site, decided also to withdraw from the tournament. A lot of action. Laurent, I know this is your topic. You've been following it very, very closely. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who can we blame? What happened?
There's mistakes from the organization. Apparently, only one guy. I listened to the Pets interview, and only one guy was taking care about the transportation. And it happens that when Abdul Malik arrived at the airport, he was sleeping. Okay, if there is only one guy covering all the transport issue, of course, the guy needs to sleep at times, and it's bad luck if he's sleeping when she arrives. But anyway, I mean, it happened to all of us that a pickup was planned, and you take a taxi and you go to your hotel. In general, you have the name of the hotel in advance. Then she said that there were a lot of sports events during that period, and that it was a mess at the reception of the hotel, which I easily have. We don't have any reason not to believe. So actually in Chennai it was amazing. From what I saw, I mean, like the Olympiad was amazing. But the only if I would like to do like a bit Peter, on Twitter and find the small, the small bit which was not perfect. It was actually in the hotel. It was, I mean, for our delegation, it was a bit of a mess. Let's face it.
Oh no, for us as well. But I think as chess players, we're also very used to it. But for us, for example, when we arrived at the hotel, which was excellent, by the way, at the Olympiad in Chennai, the rooms weren't paid for, and they wanted someone to pay for the rooms, and then we had to sit there for a couple hours, wait for someone from the organizing committee to arrive and say a German Federation actually paid. But these things are, of course, you could say at a closed tournament it's different than at a big event. But everybody who's been to chess events and also to many top events knows that there can be, especially on the first day, some miscommunications with the hotel about the arrangement and so on. Of course, it's unfortunate you arrive there middle of the night and you're stressed anyway. But it seems strong to, make this a reason for withdrawing from a tournament. Of course, just one.
No, but there's also one more point she's making, which is fair. That there were no FIDE officials there. And, it's a women Grand Prix. It's part of the cycle for the World Championship match. So I guess there should be at least one FIDE official who is taking care of all that. I think or to talk with the players if there is any problem. It's a bit weird that you have to talk through WhatsApp with the FIDE official. I think they should send someone and who is taking care of everything. I would guess it's quite an important event. So, but I agree with the point of I think they clearly overreacted, and this Abdul Malik Asobayeva problems. It seems that they come from a long time before, and they are part of the. I don't know if they are part of the withdrawal, but I mean that's just weird to me.
Yeah, I think this rivalry probably has been going on for a while. There were also some personal shots being done there. I don't know enough about what's happening, also what happened with the other players. Because, from a distance, the criticism of the conditions, like I checked out the hotel, I talked to some locals who know about this. They say it's one of the best hotels in Delhi, and then to say it's not in the perfect location or whatever, that does sound like nitpicking if you're in a what looked like a very nice 5-star hotel. But of course, probably one thing came to another, and this tournament has been in a bit of disarray. FIDE or Dvorkovich, I think, issued a public apology, The organizer himself, I watched some interview, he didn't sound that pleased with the way things went. He also pointed out that maybe there was some lingering unhappiness with the players from prior events. I can't really judge the safety aspect. I think Pete's also mentioned that they were put in paid taxis, and that didn't seem so safe to all the participants. I would think that's fairly normal procedure as well. What I'm confused, but it's also because I know this world better. I often hear, imagine happening this at a men's tournament or an open tournament. This stuff happens all the time at top tournaments. Someone's in charge of transportation. Something gets mixed up or not. You could argue it's maybe different with FIDE events. I'm sure Peter will weigh in there. But accidents happen. It's humans planning stuff, different schedules. Like someone arrives early, someone arrives late. So from a distance here, from what I read, it sounded unfortunate, but not like a reason to.
The end of the letter was kind of weird. I mean, to be honest, I will just read two sentences. Despite all the ugly lies and hypocrisy of Bibisara Abusobayeva, I do not regret my decision, and I am convinced that chess players deserve to play in safe and decent conditions. This is Abdul Malik. Postscriptum, I will definitely get married and will be happy to cook borscht for my husband. I don't know. I mean, like, I know many...
that I know. I didn't want to get into it because it's touching a bit of her private life, but yeah, that...
But it's public, no? It's on Chess24 article. So, I mean, why do you end a letter of withdrawal with that? I mean, then, I don't know. To me, it's the whole thing is more than weird.
No, I'll tell you the version that I heard, which gets a bit into chess gossip, which... Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is just the gossip part.
Yeah.
But I heard that Sanzaya got engaged, but she didn't want to make it super public. She made it public from an Instagram account that was sort of a secret account, or an account that not many people were following. And then Bibisara maybe thought that in this ongoing battle, it could be a fun idea to shine a bit more of a limelight on that by mentioning in her letter that she does have someone to cook for, and Sanzaya reacted to that. That's what I heard. Please don't quote me on it. I'm not sure if it's the truth, but it seems like there's a lot of
it's
underlying.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, it has nothing to do with FIDE Grand Prix.
No.
I mean, what's the point? Yeah, you're writing about your withdrawal about FIDE Grand Prix, and then suddenly you talk about borscht to cook for your husband. I mean, okay, well, I mean, like...
No, but that was just the fight with BBC.
Yeah, I understand, but that's just...
I thought it was a response that first the other one mentioned that, you should cook borscht for your... find someone to cook borscht for instead. I'm not sure.
No, she mentioned, if you can't handle these small inconveniences or whatever, paraphrasing here, then you shouldn't play competitively and you shouldn't bombard the tournament. And then she threw in this borscht for the husband line, which I think might have been a bit of a shot because I'm not sure how public that information was. Of course, for us chess gossip people, we knew. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
It's Asobayeva. Okay, my mistake then. Asobayeva started with that. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. Overall, it was no. I mean, it happened to us even probably worse than that. And I mean, to me for sure. I don't know for you guys, but
no. But this happens not all the time, but fairly regularly. For example, now at the tournament in Düsseldorf, not going to name names, but one player was supposed to be sent a car to pick him up. Car didn't show up. There was some confusion about the communication. So took a taxi and played the tournament. I mean, these things, I think they regularly happen. Once again, we should have Peter weigh in.
Well, I think as far as I understood, that I think one of the players claimed they didn't have the address for the hotel, so it was somewhat different to an extent. And I get the point that going by a just random taxi from Delhi Airport to a hotel can be somewhat, a frightful experience. I mean, there you would like to have something that the organizers have in control of. I mean, that point I get. About the Lila Hotel, I was at the Lila Hotel in Chennai. It's a big chain, or at least, well, it's a chain, and it was an excellent hotel in an indeed very crappy area, you could argue, but it was sort of fenced off to that extent. But that the hotel chain is high level, I can certainly verify. The FIDE delegates there stays there, and then, well, it's the best there is, right? So that's fine. I will also, Laurent mentioned that there was some other sporting events. It's important to point out that the sporting event there is the probably most controversial there has been quite recently. It's a boxing event where Russian and Belarusian boxers are boxing with on the Russian flag and on with the anthems. There is a huge fight. I mean, if you think there is a big fight in the chess world with Russian influence, there is one sport that is bigger. That's boxing. And this sort of tournament that was the most controversial, where I think 15 countries was boycotting, including probably the 3 countries we are from. And I'll also point to that having Ukrainian chess players going there would have been a complete scandal. So that's part of that. My general...
That's your FIDE segment.
Just to be clear, we don't want to step on your segment. How should FIDE handle these things? Should they be informed about the list of hotel guests?
I strongly disagree with your question.
But I think you are wrong on that. I mean, this is the IBA. Dvorkovich visited their offices around half a year ago. They spoke about the cooperation. They spoke about that Umar Kremlev should come to visit to a chess tournament. This idea that this just happens by random, I think you are wrong. I just don't buy it. I mean, well, Dvorkovich was visiting them. They spoke of cooperation and so on and so forth. I think you are wrong. I think you underestimate how important it is for Russian sport to be accepted in Asia.
I just asked a question, and I'm being told I'm wrong 17 times.
I replied to your question. You asked how should FIDE know?
I asked how should FIDE handle these things.
Exactly.
The answer to that can't be I think you're wrong.
I think I should step in, and I should say that they didn't have the name of the hotel, so I have a solution for you people who are playing FIDE event who don't have the name of the hotel 1 week in advance. It's what I did before Olympiad. You just tag Sutovsky on Twitter. You put some, you just tweet.
Always works for Peter.
And the very next day, I got the name of the hotel for France in my email box. Yeah. So you just say what, and so I'm available for manager, appeals committee, anything. Please,
Peter representative on site.
Representative on site as well. So please, people, just. I mean, if you don't have the name of the hotel, you just ask it. If you don't have it, you go. You just.
Also, it's common procedure if you go to any tournament that you check where the hotel is in advance. No?
Yeah, Abdul Malik, she has quite a strong fan base. I mean, she puts something on Instagram. I don't have the name of the hotel. This is a scandal from FIDE. You will see. She will receive in 2 hours. She receives the name of her hotel. No worries. This is how it works. I don't like it. But she knows. I mean, she's using social media as well. So for her letter afterwards. So I mean, they know they are doing BBC as well. She has a lot of followers actually on Instagram. So they know how it works. So don't worry for them. So this is a bit weak, I would say.
My impression was that when I came to talk about this topic, I would be somewhat on FIDE side and less on the players. But I think also, I generally think it's an overreaction, but I understand some of the aspects. I mean, not being picked up in the airport in the middle of the night is something. Not getting a hotel when you arrive in the middle of the night is also quite annoying when it's an event soon afterwards. Withdrawing is a bit strong. I think you also mentioned Pets withdrawing. Pets withdrew based on unhappiness with that there was no redraw in the tournament, leading to the fact that some players would get 6 whites and some and 4 blacks and vice versa. And she said that one of the players was blocking that these things were changed. Now,
did you listen to her interview?
No, I haven't seen that. And now,
okay. So I think she she's mentioned that, but she said in general too many negative things happened, and not only in that tournament but also before. So that was just she had too many negative emotions, which I can understand.
Also, the
but
usual
that's-
disclaimer: we don't know what happened on site. We're just evaluating what's out there at not being picked up at the airport and having to wait for a room. Which, the way it sounded, it's unfortunate, but sounded like a strong reaction to quit the tournament because of that. But we don't know all the other stuff.
I, of course, have great insights from the anti-feeder network, but okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, go on.
Please share with us.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to annoy Jan, and I think I succeeded. Based on his impression.
Not
But
No, really. We all know you don't have any network. But the tournament itself, it then started, and the pairings did look very weird. Can't they do that better? Someone starting with 4 blacks? That's not ideal. I mean, have players drop out, have them replaced. But that did confuse me. I'm not sure what the rules are there. But as a player, that would piss me off much more if you start with 4 blacks.
they cannot change the pairings when the pairings has been done. But you are actually reminding us of a controversy we haven't spoken about, that I think they could replace the players, but someone was refusing that because they said then there will be 4 Indians players, which was not acceptable. But I don't think, as soon as the pairings has been set, I don't think you can do it. We had a tournament in Denmark where Bent Larsen played the first game and then collapsed in his hotel room, was taken to the hospital and never played again. And it also, made a skewed color distribution, and nothing could be done about that. So
but you replace the players? No, that's the
but
obvious fix. They started a day late. Not sure it has to be Indians or not. I also don't see a problem with having 4 Indian players. They have a lot of strong female players. But
I understand I'm not allowed to criticize FIDE, but their FIDE should say the regulation says we should replace them, so we do it, right? But the players revolted against that. There was huge on-site discussions about several issues, it seems, right? I think
sounds like everything got out of hand, no? And then you have 15 opinions and 15 people in charge. Like, it sounded messy. They needed Laurent there.
No, but they needed some official guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to get in here. I think also you see a picture at the start of the round where the chief organizer tries to shake hands with Goriatskina and she refused it. So that's quite something in a way. And Laurent is also pointing out rightly that there was no FIDE official there. It's quite atypical in my opinion. There seems to be a bunch normally, but for here some reason there was 0.
Maybe they didn't like the hotel.
Maybe they have to
joke FIDE.
They have to go to Astana next week, and
it.
Wish she was busy.
Let's go, FIDE. Let's go to Monaco. I know you enjoy that place. I do too. So let's go there. Let's organize all the tournaments in Monaco, or Nice as Magnus. Maybe we will get to see Magnus even or Antibes.
Anyway, this Borscht restaurants at least was the part I liked a lot. People started posting pictures of Borscht recipes and such. It's a very popular soup here in Eastern Europe.
I was getting a bit borscht of it at some point.
Yeah, I got it. By the way, Peter, do you know why she... Because I saw that picture, but why did she decline to shake hands with...
I assumed it was because they had some fights, but... while Jan is, pointing to that I don't have any sources, I don't have that many sources in the Russian chess environment, so I don't know about that one. But I'm honestly admitting that. I don't have, close... I don't know, and I don't have seen anything written about it, but, it was also, Goriatskina, I think someone outed Goriatskina as the one who refused to redo the pairings. And, in the beginning, she got 6 whites and 4 blacks. Now she has 6 whites and 3 blacks. And
I would do the same. It's nicer, huh?
Yeah, and also, again, if the rules are like that, I also think it's not that nice asking the players to make a decision on it either. You enforce the rules. No, I generally think you should not put people in an uncomfortable situation. It's your job to enforce the rules. But the same,
of course,
I don't think the player should be asked, would you mind if we bring in some reserve? Is that what the rules says?
It's a shame. Yeah. I think it's really a shame to ask that. Yeah.
So you will have 10 opinions based on what favors whom and who feels what, and it doesn't make sense. Of course, it should be decided, and the players can withdraw or not. But I mean, obviously something was mishandled there. Not sure what to do with the finger pointing, but it felt like the offenses published weren't that strong from what we could see. Could be very, very wrong about it. So as for the tournament, BB Sara starting with 2 out of 2, not faced by that drama, but then lost to Goryachkina in the third round. So the table is a bit mixed because some players played 4 games, some played 3. But you have Suzhine, Shuvalova, Goryachkina, and Asabayeva and Lachno all on a plus score.
One of them played 2 games only, actually, so it's pretty messy.
I think they all played 3 minimum, but...
Yeah, scroll down in the standings.
Yeah, I meant the players on a plus score. Nino.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
The last minute replacement only played 2 games, and she's having 4 blacks in her first 4 games, Nino Batsiashvili. So yeah. It's gonna be right. Of course we will keep following it very, very closely. Is that all we have on that event?
So 20 minutes of drama and 30 seconds of chess. Sounds like us, yeah?
The problem is there's not a lot more chess content for this episode. The women's candidates final match is starting, clashing with the Grand Prix. A lot of women's chess action. Lei Tingzhe will crush Tan Chongji. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's in China, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. And it's they already, yeah, this is weird. Yeah, our producer Hot, which is a qualifier for the next candidates, clashing with the Grand Prix. So if the loser is not qualified for the next candidate of this match, it's a bit weird. Yeah?
I'm sure someone's got to drop out and I can still get
it. Okay.
Yeah, I think the first game, Tan was quite lucky, they say, right? She was under serious pressure, but somehow managed to turn things around in a wild time scramble.
The event started, yeah? I didn't follow at all.
Yeah.
I must admit, I followed a bit the European Women's Championship, but the rest, I didn't follow at all.
No. Lei did push Tan, like I do with my online banking, but she did not manage to win the game in the end.
You prepared that, Jörg?
No. These just come to me.
Okay.
That's the secret of my great success.
I see. Yeah, I was very impressed with that one. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, not much to say so far. I think the game is ongoing. I mean, it's generally heading towards a draw. A small chance for Lei to perhaps to equalize, but I wouldn't say so. But I'm also in the bunch that hadn't really realized it was starting. So yeah, it is, and there's not much to say about it. I mean, well, it's a strange situation, right? In terms of 2 Chinese players fighting to face another Chinese player in the final. It lacks a bit of a storyline, or I would say.
Yeah,
I don't know. I will ride all the way with Lei Tingzhe to the final and the title. Big fan. What else is going on? Hikaru moves to kick, I see, is our next talking point. Hikaru did, maybe before we get to the kick move, he did win the America's Cup. Keeps kicking.
He's just impressive. I mean, he's actually a good chess player, it seems.
I was following actually a couple of tiebreaks live, which was very exciting. My feeling was that Wesley was outplaying. It was very interesting. So the final, let's put it so. Hikaru, it was a double elimination. So Hikaru won the first bracket, the champions bracket. So he won all his matches. He defeated Wesley in the final. Then Wesley had to win against Caruana to get another chance against Naka, and he did so. So he got a match with Naka. He won in the rapid, 2 classical games, and then he won in the rapid. And the last day they had to play another tiebreak where the winner would just be the final winner. I followed that one from start to finish. Actually, it was very exciting and unpaid, I must say.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Why?
maybe the
Big
first
news.
event for many years. So I'm going in a very wrong direction. But
Jan, but yeah.
yeah, like,
Don't worry.
yeah, but Jan is paying for me at the end of the day. We know
That is true.
that. Yeah, so this is all fair. And my feelings was that overall, I mean, like Wesley was playing better. He was outplaying Naka in both matches, but he was blundering big. I mean, he was tired, or I don't know, but it was simply. My impression was that for 30 moves, he was a better player, just a slightly better player. But then he was making such blunders. And Naka is just a machine. I mean, he never blunders, just putting, the ball over the net and waiting for mistakes.
I was gonna say this. It's hard to define better player because Hikaru has these very clear qualities that he doesn't blunder, he doesn't collapse, his level doesn't get lower because of fatigue or being upset about prior decisions, which also do make him a good player. And it looks like he's gotten some more stability in the openings as well. So he's just I'm not sure how he does it, but at this point it's actually amazing. I don't have the exact stats, but if Magnus is not in there, how many of these events Hikaru just wins, and how consistent he is in Blitz and Rapid is, very, very impressive.
Of course, he annoyed me at the interview because he said, this is, I don't get any pressure, this is only fun for me, and so on. This usual speech, which is, I mean, he's playing every second game, it's a Berlin. So I don't know. I don't have much fun playing the Berlin. Maybe he does, but of course he's playing for the results.
No, but he's trying to maximize the results. And I don't know, maybe I'm not sure if he believes it or not, but also it looks like that, no? Because he doesn't crack under pressure. It really looks like he's got to a state of mind where he's saying, okay, I'll just keep playing. If he keeps mentioning it. Seems to work.
Peter has something to say.
Yeah. I feel I'm being typecast here. You only expect me to say something when it's about FIDE. I also have opinions about other stuff. I mean, well, I think the chess evolution has been so favorable for Naka. I mean, openings has become easier, time controls has become faster, things has going to knockout and now double knockout. I think it's just right up his alley, and I mean, he's just incredible at it, right? And
he's also the number 5 in the world in classical.
Yeah, I think that we have just we all thought he was declining, and we didn't take him serious at all. Remember laughing? I mean, the Kramnik joke that can Nakamura become the world champion? Sure, if everybody else quit, was his reply and stuff like this. He's been heavily disrespected, and I guess we all belonged in that camp to a certain extent, right? But
I don't feel that way. I think people were always aware of what a strong player he is, and also the gifts that he has. It looked at some point, he was barely playing classical chess, and before he had this issue, which I've also pointed out many times, that to my mind he was weak with black in the opening, especially against the very top guys, and there he got caught and it cost him sometimes. But I don't think people thought of him as not a top player. I think it was very reduced to this, or at least to me it felt like to this one aspect of his game, which I'm not sure to what extent it's been fixed. Maybe it's also engines got stronger and he gained more experience. But I also do think that probably now that the success is there, he is putting in a little more work than during this phase when he was maybe even more focused on streaming and business. But
he's playing all the time. He's streaming all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. And I would agree with you, Jan, actually, that we took him serious just when it came to I want to become world champion. Didn't look like, he was a top player. It's a bit like I will mention him. It's been a while since I didn't mention him, so it's a bit like Geary. He's a top player, a very strong player. But when it comes to when he says I want I want to be world champion. It doesn't feel. It feels that they don't belong to that class of players. They belong to top 5, yes, for sure, but not to world
Well,
champion.
Magnus was pretty good, so everybody
Yeah.
making that statement, you could argue that. But now I think the playing field is wide open. I think I would agree that Ding and
Caruana.
Nepomniachtchi are, and Fabi. Although Fabi, yeah, he really hasn't shown it the last
But
outings. But yeah, we think of them as on a slightly different level. But to make it to the candidates, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's going to be very interesting what the future brings. Peter.
No, what I wanted to point out, I think, well, you said Nakamura started working harder on his chess. I don't know. It could also be...
That was just a guess. I have no idea either. But he's getting into trouble less. Maybe it's because it's easier.
I thought it's a chance to get in my usual line. Maybe he's just like Magnus. He can hire guys like me who can sit there and work all the time, right? Space barring. I think Nakamura has incredible resources, right? So my best guess would be that he hired someone who just delivers him stuff.
No, some of the stuff is known as well. Yeah, Hushenbin worked with him during the candidates for his wide repertoire. He has his helpers and so on.
Yeah.
But we should mention, in case you guys didn't know, that Peter does sit there and work all the time. Space barring.
Exactly.
And if he doesn't, he's thinking.
Yes.
Maybe someone as good as you, like Chris Littlejohn, no?
I mean, well,
maybe you can play a brief match with Littlejohn, and
you keep dissing Chris Littlejohn, but I have a lot of respect for him. So
sure,
yeah.
So who was making white repertoire for Naka?
Hushenbin, my boy.
Ah, yeah. Okay, I don't know.
No, but I mean, well, I think we are underestimating how big an economic entity Naka is. He can just hire a lot of guys to do stuff he's not very good at and don't care. And also, probably, I mean, for Naka doing 1 hour of streaming, he can afford paying 20 hours of salary for people or something.
Speak for yourself.
I just did. Yeah, I understand that. I mean,
no, it's not.
No, but still, I mean, it depends how you define work, but paying people to create files doesn't help you much if you don't look at them. Like, you still have to be involved in the process to some extent. Like, the preparing, if it's repeating a file, or nowadays...
Speak for yourself comes to mind here, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think
you have to be involved in the process. Like,
sorry, I didn't mean to undermine your business model.
No,
but
please.
In general, if you want the work to help you, then you have to spend some time, no? And nowadays, if you click through a file, or if you just enter the moves e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, and look at what the engine says, it's not like those processes are that different.
I mean, again, I cannot reveal how my contract is, but it's very clear that Magnus is not under any obligation to sort of read what I actually sent him. I think that's the key element of our relationship. So no, that one I disagree with you on.
I don't get your point. So
no,
it's still useful for Nakamura to hire people to do work and then not to look at it.
You look at some of it you don't. You have
of course you don't have to go through anything, but you have to put in some work to prepare for the game. So you're the one playing. You have to.
He's still rather weak in the opening, in my opinion. He's not impressive, but I mean, he's better than he used to be, and it's less important these days because engines and openings are so much stronger than they used to be. That's how I see it.
So if you play, let's say, the Berlin and the Semi-Tarash, you can defend a sort of limited territory where also you can get hit once or twice, but at some point it's going to be harder and harder to hit.
No, I mean, we used to be able to hit him so hard with the white pieces, but this you cannot really do anymore because basically it's mapped out that, well, you saw the same in the last World Championship. Nepomniachtchi will just do this solid repertoire over and over again. It's incredibly hard doing something against.
No, I fully agree. I have the same, not the same level, but in my Bundesliga game, I see that some people, I feel I know 10 times more than them, but I mean, the guy is going to play the Queen's Gambit. And
that's what I meant with the evolution. The evolution has helped Naka. I think he's doing quite to an extent what he used to do. Yeah. Now it just works, what it didn't do before.
Because it's very easy with the engine, Now it just... it's a disaster for us, this engine. We should stop the guys from Lila, Stockfish. And,
good luck with that. But anyway, I think we generally agree on these things. We just like to disagree.
Yeah.
No, he's good. Yeah. Another tournament win. And I would assume, I don't know anything about this, another business win. Hikaru moving to Kick. That's a new streaming platform funded by, I don't know, some crypto connection there. But he said he was gonna keep keep streaming on Twitch as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I saw some tweet that Kick is clearly committed to his success, which that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to learn something in that podcast. That someone would explain to me what is Kick, because I don't have any clue. I'm on their site now, but so it's crypto stuff, yeah?
I don't know. I saw on Reddit Chess there was my research that it's backed by some crypto, but I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Peter?
I never ever heard about the Kick before, and sort of Naka was doing this announcement. He said he had some big announcement coming. I have to admit that. Well, I was hoping for something that I would find more exciting, but it could just be complete ignorance from my part. I'm open to that. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't get a kick out of it?
Good one. I mean, you come well prepared this time, I have to admit.
Zugzang pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this Kick, it was started as a crowd-funded operation on Kickstarter, actually. Okay, that was weak. It's time to move on. Magnus plays poker, second day of the Norwegian Poker Championship. Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, I was seeing some of his, hands live yesterday, and like I said, I feel almost more nervous when he plays poker than when he plays chess. I have to say. So that was a bit interesting. I don't know if I'm sort of his coach in poker as well as I'm just hired.
I hope you are not.
No, probably not.
I mean, no. Let's face it. But he seems to be doing well.
Yeah. And I mean, he even took a poke at FIDE Online. So that, I mean, he says that he just had Norwegian Poker Championship higher than World Chess Championship, right? So I don't know. It's a bit weird, but he seemed to be enjoying himself. I saw that he had some hand where basically he had the Ace-10 against Ace-8.
Yeah.
And the flop came 3 sixes, and he managed to extract quite some money from the other guy by just sort of, or maybe he actually just checked it all the way to the river and cashed in. I don't remember exactly. But
I also saw in the news that he was playing Grand Chess Tour, but not any classical events, so Rapid and Blitz. So
he's playing in Warsaw and Croatia, I think. So
he doesn't seem eager to play any classical events. I think Norway Chess is coming up, but as far as I know, that's about it.
That's what I'm preparing for all the day and night, as Gusti points to, right? So, this is his only classical as far as I understand. And also, even that, Norway chess is, you can argue it's a bit of a hybrid, right? I mean, it is classical chess, but with an extra Armageddon game added.
Also, it's classical chess, but in a way, it's
2 hours for the whole game.
So this is in the middle, yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's his longest event, then he's very much focusing on the shorter time control test.
So I won't meet you in Bucharest. That's a pity, because there was some wording that was indicated maybe by Gary that Magnus might play that one, but maybe I misunderstood, because he said that during the World Championship match we'll have the world's strongest player in action in the Grand Chess Tour, but maybe Poland. Oh no, that doesn't clash. I don't know. I probably misunderstood.
Maybe I said Croatia and it was Bucharest. I actually am not really into.
No, Bucharest is classical. After that, there is Poland, which is the rapid.
So what do you mean? That Bucharest is during the match? Right after, no?
Probably they can't clash. It's right after. Probably. I read too much into it, and Kasparov was just hinting at the rapid. But I recall some speculation.
This one starts the 4th of May in Bucharest, so no.
May the 4th?
Yeah.
They start on Star Wars Day? Is that even legal?
Maybe it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and the tie-back day of for the match is 30th of April, so it's not clashing.
30th of April.
I think even Nepo is playing, no, in Bucharest? Or I'm wrong.
I don't know. Could be. Text Anish. May the 4th be with you. That's all there is. There's not a lot of chess these days, but... except for Zugzwang, of course. But more is coming.
That's a bit... there is two big women's event. There is Reykjavik Open. There was actually 3 big women's event, including the European Championship. So some stuff is going on. There was
Reykjavik Open is...
the Kiev Spring Open. I mean, many things is happening.
There are always chess events, I should specify. Not many of... the world's open top players are currently in action.
Fair enough.
But next week is starting the which one is that? The Champion Chess Tour. The next. I should remember.
Champions Chess Tour is next week. The Armageddon
Yeah.
thing is next week, and then the match starts on April 9th. We have quite a lot of action lined up.
Yeah.
Exciting. Plenty commentary opportunities. Ilya Smirin also back in the commentary game during a side event in Kazakhstan, is it?
Yeah. It's been very much pointed out that it's not FIDE who is part of that. There is side events organized by, I think, Bibisara, right? Or
I'm not sure if she does it personally, but I think her family, her mother, they're involved in
her brand at least.
chess organizing.
And there, Smirin will be back. There's a lot of debate about that on Twitter, but I don't follow that, so I'm not into details.
Yeah, me neither. The World Championship match. It's soon. It's in 10 days.
Yeah.
We finally got a website, but a lot of the talk is also about Norwegian TV, NRK, that I guess has rights to cover it, choosing not to cover it because Magnus not involved, which, I guess for them is a sort of understandable decision because I think Peter might know better. But the great success of chess on Norwegian TV was, of course, very connected to Magnus playing.
That's always been my big point, that take Magnus out of the equation and nothing of this works in Norway. I mean, well, again, that will be, for a lot of, you cannot do television coverage of something chess in Norway without Magnus. I mean, they do the World Rapid, they do Stavanger, they do some tournaments he plays, they do obviously World Championship he plays. That works very well, and you can create a lot of side stories. But take Magnus out of the equation, it stops. I also think our success as coaches, again, it comes primarily down to Magnus being an amazing player. I think, even Sutovsky pointed it out, said that, so you mean that, you're not that a great coach. Magnus is an amazing player, and obviously that is the case. It's Magnus who creates this huge amount of value, and then, there will be a lot of satellite things around him. And of course, we might be very good at helping him. Well, he's the best. Why wouldn't he choose those who he thinks helps him the most? But this idea that, Norwegian television would show a World Championship match without Magnus is it's just logic. It's never going to happen. Why would Norwegians watch it? It's just realities, and we should have, it was incredible it happened. I remember the playoff against Kayaki, and it was a weekday. I think one game was after midnight even, and 1 million Norwegians was watching it. That's it's insane that something like that.
I was one of them.
Well, you're not you're not Norwegian. I'm sorry.
I was watching Norwegian TV.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe actually you tweaked the numbers by that. I don't know how they count the numbers, but no, that was pretty amazing. You were paid, by the way, right? Sure. But yeah, so. No, that is not a big surprise to me that they do.
No, it's not a surprise at all. It's very, very logical. I agree.
I think it's completely normal. Not even such a great news story. Maybe you could talk about who had what rights and who had what rights not to do it and what claims are what on. But the Norwegian state TV doing that, I don't think it puts chess in any crisis. That's just completely natural when Magnus not playing.
Of course.
As for the extent of hype for the match, I think there hasn't been that much, frankly, but it might still pick up. Sometimes these things also come a little late. And for me, obviously, it's weird Magnus not playing, but we've known about that for a while. And for me, a World Championship match is a World Championship match, even when in the past, I don't know, we had, let's say, Kramnik-Leko or Gelfand Anand, where you weren't sure about the situation in the chess world. I was always following these things very, very closely with great excitement. So I don't think it changes it for me, even if they might not be the best player in the world right now. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm not paid to follow it, so I don't. I'm not sure. Of course I will check. Mainly we are opening nerds, so I will check. For sure, I will be very interested in which trend, and I'm actually very curious. especially on both parts. Yeah, let's see if Nepo changes something or not. I don't think he will, which I think it's a mistake. But yeah, okay, it's. But I'm very interested on which strategy or no strategy at all they will have, and just play chess, just play the regular openings. So yeah, no, I will definitely follow. Of course, it's for us. I mean, like it's a bit weird to be out of it because we are used to. I mean, like for now. Almost 10 years we are used to be into it. So yeah, from outside it will be fun to follow. And I disagree what Peter said about the guide coach, that we are not guide coach. I mean, Jan proved we are guide coach. He moved to Giri. Immediately a miracle happens. I mean, Giri wins a super tournament. I mean, what else? What else do you want to make a point that we are guide coach? So Jan, you are working for us again. This is amazing.
Yeah, let's not talk about Düsseldorf. No, in general, I think, well, there are many elements to the stuff, right? I think there is some skill to the clicking, but nowadays with engines being so strong, it's really not like this is such a unique skill, and you have this unique knowledge. But there are also the softer factors, like, do you get along? Are you available? Are you affordable? all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I think that, yeah, in chess, the coaching element, I don't think it's necessarily overrated, but clearly it's the players and their skills doing the thing, and maybe you can help a little here and there. But especially if you work for somebody stronger, of course it's different if we're being told, I don't know, by an IM or a GM who's not an opening specialist to help there with the openings and how stuff works, then you can maybe make a big difference. But these top guys, they know what they're doing anyway to some extent. No?
Yeah, I just think it's specifically Magnus in a way. He's he's much better than number two generally, is my point. I mean, well, when I worked for Vichy, it was kind of different. It was equal matches to an extent. I mean, here, I just see our roles as very different for Magnus. It's not our role to shine, it's just our role to stabilize in a way. About my own feelings about the match, I mean, to some extent, like Laurent, I mean, chess openings has been my life. I mean, the last 15 years, I have been fully focused on World Championship matches. It's going to be interesting for me to see how they handle these kind of things. I generally are on very good personal terms with both the players. I generally wish them well. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting for me to see how they react in a World Championship and stuff like this. And, well, of course, I am not incapable of hiding that some of the political aspects disgust me. I mean, well, if you haven't unblocked me on Twitter, you could see my own.
We didn't block you. We
you muted me. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean, I mean. Well, of course, I mean, I'm Magnus's coach, so I don't know if I should say such, but it hurts that the best player has chosen not to play. There's no doubt about that. But, I mean, not much to add to that, I would say. It's gonna be interesting from any strategical points of view how the match
I'm 200% Team Ding here. Yeah. Ding, if you are listening, it's not too late.
Never too late, Ding, even during the match.
Yeah.
Laurent was willing to fly in with his sunglasses, his hoodie. He will intimidate the opponent greatly.
I'm Team Ding. I mean, like, personally,
You're actually on standby. He can just, anytime, he can just give you a call, you're there, right? I mean, online.
We will have a small talk, of course.
Okay.
Some economic matters have to be addressed, but then he's there.
Someone has to pay for the pension.
The Uber to the airport, is it covered?
The Germans are complaining about us. Come on. So we should do something about it. I mean, China is very rich, so...
You should also tell Ding that you only have, 19 working years left, so of course you have to cash in at this point.
Yeah, that's true. But that means, unlike Jan, he can give more attention to it now, because he's not afraid of burning out, yeah?
Yeah, while Jan, with much older than me, still has 25 years of working in the head.
I'm burning the candle from both sides?
It's actually a reasonable question. I mean, at least my experience from World Championship matches is you get this panic stage where you start shaking all your friends for secrets and help, this kind of stuff, right?
I mean, you are panicking.
That's always a long... Laurent and I were also panicking.
Yeah.
No, I was. Last one, I think you are clearly over panicking.
No, last one, I admit that when Magnus was on like +3 with some games to go, I thought, okay, maybe we're actually going to manage this, but let's keep professional. But, well, I remember before some of these games 12s with Vichy where it was equal. I mean, Vichy would call Gary, Kazim would call Kramnik, I would speak to Magnus and, trying to, well, Magnus was not much of a help, but no, I'm not allowed to insult him. Maybe I'm not.
I don't think you are, no.
No, that's okay. Sorry about that, Magnus. McShane came up as a hero and this kind of stuff. So, I mean, you normally start squeezing out your friends. So if Ding has your number, maybe you'll get a call suddenly.
Yeah.
Go.
I would be happy to help.
Okay, fair enough.
On a friendly term.
No. We keep offering it every week here. I'm not sure if it's happening at this point. But
I prefer appeals committee. Who are the guys? Actually, we did. I mean, like the most important thing is that we will find out who are the lazy the lazy guys who are in the appeal committees. I think I'm not going to like them. Any news on that side or not?
I didn't want to tell you yet, but it's Sutovsky, Tregubov, and me.
No, it's not. I have checked it, so you're wrong.
I'm just trying to talk into existence.
Yeah. But, I mean, I actually tried to check who was in the appeals committee of the Women's Grand Prix in Delhi, but I couldn't find the information. So maybe they couldn't find the hotel either. So.
What championship match? Who is it?
I think it's Jeroen Vandenberg, who is the head of the appeals. And
Jeroen going places.
I thought, who was the second? This was Satvakasov. But there was only 2 members published, as far as I could see, which is kind of surprising because in the case of a 1-1 tie, so they're probably leaving one spot there for Emil or Dana or Jan. That'll be something.
Go dating. No. But it's good. Yes, to work.
It's fine. I can wait.
I mean, that you work for Geary is kind of tough, but if you get a FIDE appeals committee job, some kind of line has been crossed.
Yeah, I think we're not.
Oh no, I wouldn't dare to cross any of your lines, Peter.
No.
If you are in appeal committee without me,
no.
It's clearly
that line I'm much more reluctant to cross. I'll try to bring you along.
There is lifelong friendships at stakes here, just for your info.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's well, and again, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're close. But maybe that if they understood how much it would annoy me, they would actually give it to you. That can't be ruled out.
You should write a letter. No?
Yeah. It's not a bad point.
No, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
I think because we're all so busy.
Yeah.
We can come to the Peter segments and then call this another successful episode of the Chicken Chess Club. Thank you so much for... I can maybe give my speech later when we come back after the correspondence and the FIDE segment. What do we do next week? Shall we do a match preview? We could maybe try to think of some elements. No openings, strength, weaknesses, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it in passing, but we could do it a little more organized or something to talk about.
Would be reasonable. We can even do it on camera, something like that. I don't know.
We do it every week on camera.
Oh, that's a bit much, but for these kind of events, we do something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please do your FIDE segment. I will be listening.
Are you skipping my correspondence segment?
No, yeah, we did.
You skipped it?
No, I said you can do both.
I thought so.
Oh, no, come on. Really?
Yeah. Our correspondence segment will be short. I mean, I left this cliffhanger. Will I play the positional way or would I play the pawn sacrifice? And Laurent said, whatever you do, it's going to be a draw. So I thought, I'm actually going to do the pawn sacrifice. So
and you're going to lose, yeah?
I don't think so. I mean, it's going to be some kind of Marshall-style compensation, and I think it should be a draw anyway.
But why did you do it? And you don't have chances to win, yeah?
No, but I didn't have chances to win either way. So I just thought it was more interesting to do it in
So you are just trying to lose, just to prove me wrong?
No, I was just more curious about these positions. I think they have to be completely drawn despite being a pawn down, and I'm trying to...
What's the evaluation?
Maybe 0.20. It looks like some kind of Marshall-style gambit on very deep engine searches. It goes towards zero. It sounds fine. I just thought it was more fun to do it like that. And basically, I started to go towards this more fun thing. I mean, very often there will be like 4 moves that are basically 0.00. And I've started to do the same concept that 20 years ago, or maybe maybe more like 20 years ago, I was playing online Connect 4 against Magnus, and I was cheating. I was basically downloading table bases, so I knew what the best moves were. And when there were 2 equally good moves, I would play the one that looks the most stupid. So basically, in some other games, I just thought, I seem to have 5 equal moves here. This one looks ridiculous. Let me try that. So it's very, hard to do something with correspondence chess when Indian says everything is drawn.
So Magnus, did he know you were cheating?
Yeah. I was telling him some point that I was cheating against one of my friends in Connect 4 online many years ago.
And he said he wanted to play.
Oh, then, I also played with him. And it was early days, but I understood you could download. Well, basically, a friend of mine was bragging he was very good at Connect 4. So I said, yeah, let's play. But I know, we'll just play online. So I downloaded table bases and completely crushed him. And I thought that was very funny.
Actually, yesterday I played Connect 4. I lost to my 9 years old daughter. Which was a bit annoying, I would say.
But it's actually not too difficult. I mean, for a start, you have to put it in the middle in the beginning, but basically...
No, I know. I lost to my 9 years old daughter, but I also checked some... I was watching some videos. I learned opposition...
It's basically a lot about Zugzwang, but also it depends a lot on odd or even threats. I mean...
yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
And it's not that it's an interesting game, but you can probably grasp it.
Yeah, but I'm missing cheapos.
Yeah, that of course you have to do, but when you don't miss cheapos, you have to understand a few basic things.
Yeah,
and then
odd and even and opposition. Yeah,
exactly.
And of course it's about Zugzwang. Yeah, no, I checked videos.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, correspondence sections, but as a bonus, you got deep insights to positional and technical things of Connect 24.
I will mute myself and you will do your feeder segment, right?
And now it's going to be the feeder segment. You actually both left. I can just say whatever I want. Okay.
No, I will listen.
You will listen. Okay. You will mute yourself. So let's do the feeder segment. I will actually start by stating that FIDE is now following the IOC recommendations. For around 400 days, I have been very critical that they were misleading the chess world, and they were. But now IOC has changed their recommendations. So actually they are in sync with FIDE. I'm, of course, sad on the part of IOC here, but that is the realities. Then we have spoken a lot in this episode about 2 players dropping out from the FIDE Women's Grand Prix in Delhi. But there was 4 players dropping out, and the 2 of them was before the event. It was the Muchichuks. And that, I think, is very morally wrong. We cannot have it that the Ukrainians are withdrawing from a tournament, including Russian participants, without us, not even openly debating if that is acceptable. In my opinion, it's not acceptable because we have a responsibility to defend the victims of a war, not the aggressors. So, and while Muchichuks has not spoken openly about it, it's obvious that there should be investigations towards what are the reasons, and if the reasons are connected with the Russian opponents, then we have a serious issue that should have been debated and handled in a much better way. It is wrong by definition if we are not defending the victims, but the aggressors. Then, since last time, there has been a big Kayakin interviewed portrait program on Russian TV. He's loading military trucks, I think, in Donbass, actually together with Hismatulin. There's another grandmaster. He's, driving and using military equipment also in these occupied territories. He is walking around in a Team Putin shirt with the Simmerland logo as well. And he's giving an interview where he talks, for instance, about Magnus having said that the Russian athletes should be boycotted, and the sort of interviewer teases him in the direction, so this is fascism. And Kayakin says, yeah, I didn't want to use that word, but you are right. But I would say mainly that he goes to, occupied territories, that he helps the army, that he poses for, propaganda pictures, is to a huge, well, that is more than enough to that he should be banned again and for a longer time. He already has one ban. It is FIDE's responsibility to take him to the ethics. They did it once. They very much have to do it again. And that they don't do it, I think is just unacceptable. Then Nigel Short has sort of spoken out that my criticism of him is that I'm envious that he is going to all these kind of, exotic places. And I'll say, no, that is Laurent and Jan who would be envious of that. They are the one who enjoys this environment. I am very happy where I am. No, I'm angry that instead of getting reforms in FIDE, he is sort of has more or less sold out to do these kind of steps. So there is a misconception there. And, then we spoke about the upcoming match, and I have several questions from FIDE there I will bring up in this segment. So, for instance, the main sponsor is sanctioned by Ukraine. Do we actually find that is okay? And, also, in terms of the players, I mean, can Nepomniachtchi get Russian state support? Do we allow this? Do we allow him to get support from Russian oligarchs? Is the Skolkovo supercomputer available for him? I mean, for the previous candidates and the previous World Championship match, he was getting this incredible supercomputer from the Skolkovo. Skolkovo was then led by Dvorkovich. It's a big research facility in Russia, but it's now sanctioned by the US because it has been proven that they were helping the Russian military on modernizing their equipment, things like that. And can we actually have a player who uses high-tech technology from someone who is actively helping the Russian war machine? I don't think so. And no, again, also, what is FIDE doing to ensure that the Kremlin would not use a Russian player playing a World Championship match as propaganda? We just saw it recently at the boxing event at the same hotel, actually, as the FIDE Women's Grand Prix, that someone won a gold medal and Putin is posting pictures of her and congratulating her and so on. Are we fine with that? And finally, it seems that FIDE has also sold the TV rights for the event for Russian channels called Match TV. They are owned by Gazprom Media, which is sanctioned by Ukraine, by US, Canada. Is it actually okay? I don't think so. And that finishes my 21 minutes of FIDE, and we can go back to Jan and Fress if they are interested.
Wow, 5 minutes.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Okay, you just mentioned us while you thought we were not listening.
I did, yeah. That's basically I realized that you guys are just gonna be off for these 5 minutes, so I could basically use it for wherever. I could start gossiping instead.
We are especially Jan. He's very jealous of Nigel.
I guess so. Yeah.
All these travels to exotic places. I'm a bit jealous as well.
He posted a picture from Tonga recently, I think. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah. It's 26 degrees only, but I checked it.
26, yeah?
Yeah. But it's
Tonga with an O, yeah?
It's probably some kind of joke that I don't get, but sure.
That brings us to the end of this week's Chicken Chess Club podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back, of course, maybe with a big match preview in the next episode. See you guys then.
Bye.